the season, and I think I could take a little longer to get back to this.
Yeah, it just took me longer than I thought, but it's not really something I had. I just did something to it, and I think the first game of that back-to-back that we played and swole up. Took a while to get the swelling out of there, so it was kind of a little bit of a frustrating rehab, I guess you would call it. I don't know what you call it, but happy to be back out there tonight.
I'm curious, you said after that back-to-back was swelled up. At the time, Coach was saying he thought it was a short-term deal.
Yeah.
You're thinking the same thing, like, okay, I'll be back in a couple games?
Yeah, I thought so too. Because, talking with everyone, we thought I did it in the first game of the back-to-back, and I played the next night. So, kind of thought it was something that was swelling would go down and I'd be back out there, but that wasn't the case, so kind of frustrating.
What have you seen since you've been out as far as this recent stretch that you feel like you guys are good off on, or maybe you guys are doing better than you had done?
Doing a lot of things better. Playing fast in transition. That starts with getting some stops and securing the rebound, and we're starting our offense early in the clock and kind of playing through multiple actions. And, so playing some great basketball right now, and that's why it's led to some wins.
Just have one last thing. Obviously, coaching against his former team for the first time since he was last there. You were there with him in Milwaukee. How do you think he's wrestling with this game coming up?
I don't know. I feel like Coach Bud would say it's just like any other game, but it's probably a little different considering how long he was there and winning a championship there. It's a different group there now, but some of those guys. So I'm sure he's thinking about some of that, but at the same time, I know he'll say same preparation, same everything.
You mentioned with the foot, was there any specific play that it happened on, or just something that kind of bothered you after the game?
We think it was a specific play, but it was I didn't notice it on a specific play, but there was a weird play where I kind of tripped over the ball and fell, and then my foot was in a weird position, and we think that was it, but the fact that it took a couple of days to swell up was a little bit weird, so not really sure.
Now that you're coming back and seeing the way that the team is defended, how much of that is kind of in the back of your mind as far as okay, this is what the team's been doing now, and I have to be part of that as well.
What did you say was the first part of your question?
The way the team's been defending recently, like you had mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, we're playing with some good energy and doing a lot of switching, especially when Oso's in the game, and I think that's been really good. So just kind of keep up that activity. Try to be one of the guys that's out there forcing turnovers and getting deflections.
You mentioned Oso. He had a career high in rebounds and also minutes last game. How have you seen his role just continue to evolve?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's kind of been ready for that for a lot of the season, and we have 3 good bigs, so the rotation for him has kind of been in and out, but he's a really good player, and I think everyone on the court really likes playing with him. Especially, he's a great connector offensively, and defensively he's really versatile and able to switch and guard multiple positions, protect the rim, super active, uses his voice. And his rebounding's been great. I think that's just a matter of him playing a lot of minutes that night. But no, he's been really great for us, especially recently.
You had some minor issues throughout the season. Just how frustrating has it been? Just whenever you get past one thing, something else pops up.
Yeah, a little bit. I still kind of view it as a pretty healthy year. I missed 2 games for birth of my daughter and 4 games for a concussion, which is kind of hard to. I like to think of injuries as my fault or not my fault, and I like to think concussion and missing games for concussion and birth my daughter is not my fault. And all the other ones, my fault, probably something I could do a little bit better. So still from that point of view, like I feel like I haven't missed a ton of games other than this little foot thing.
Thoughts on Duke versus U of A in the next round?
I definitely got Duke. I think they're looking really good. My bracket's still looking good too. I had U of A here, so I just think this might be the end of the road for them.
When you started really bothering?
Yeah, halftime of the Raptors game. I felt something early in the game, and then I started to feel it every step coming out of halftime. So, after they took the picture, they just advised me to give it 7 to 10 days. I think it's been 7 or 8 now, so feels strong, feels good.
Okay, so obviously you've been on this schedule knowing that after that time frame that you would be close to getting back, right?
Yeah, that was the hope, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel now?
Great, I feel great, yeah. Did everything yesterday, did everything this morning, so feel good.
When you look at how Oso has played in your absence, what stood out the most to you about it?
I think just the defense has been great, and then the extra possessions, getting offensive rebounds, tap outs, all that's uplifting, and he's just played so well.
The thing I had was when you're looking at defending Giannis, what are keys to keeping him from not having one of those nights that
Yeah.
he can have?
I think, everybody says build a wall, but it's true. You got to get back and build a wall. And then, I don't think you want him shooting, 15, 18 free throws. Like, you got to keep defending without fouling, make things tough. His mid-range has gotten a lot better, but I think if you have your preference, you'd rather him shoot a lot of tough twos, fadeaways, because he will take those. And, that's, he's obviously, everybody game plans the same way, and then he still gets his number. So but I'm looking forward to our group meeting the challenge.
I was gonna say, when you are matched up against Oso in practice, is it hard to match his energy and his activity?
I've never had a problem matching anybody's energy. He's played great, man. I can't say enough about how he's played. But yeah, he's done well.
And does this feel like the last 3 games? Does this feel like one of the better stretches you guys have had this year?
For sure. I mean, I can't think. I kind of excuse the start of the season because it's so far removed. But I can't think of the last time. We've won. Granted, to me, I think Cleveland was like kind of the stamp of it because the other 2 teams are where they're at. But Cleveland was a big win, and hopefully that's something we can carry forward into some more.
When you just look at the injury in general, what kind of went into you taking care of yourself and working your way back?
Well, they said, look, the after the MRI, they said it was a small tear, and they said we don't want it to get worse. So, and again, like I felt that it was symptomatic, like it hurt walking on it. So, like I said, I feel good now, and I'm ready if they need me.
For both Oso and Ryan Dunn, do you think they're ready to, for these amped up stakes and ready for this playoff environment?
For sure. Like I said, that Cleveland, that was a big game. We got to move forward, and we got to do it again, and we have more big games. But Cleveland's played as well as anybody this year, and it was very validating.